Welcome back to Open Minded. Today I'm joined by Isaac Mauricio, my housemate and a very good friend. So, just first of all, Isaac, just for context, we're specifically going to talk about your mindset in football today, your
Yeah.
experiences with football. Just for context for the listener, what has your experience in football been like? Who have you played for, and how long have you been playing football for?
Hello. I've been playing football since I was about 4 or 5 years old. I started off playing in Portugese, which is the city I'm from, Portimão in the Algarve. Um, I then went on to Odiaşır, which is near Portimão, but I also played Benfica and Sporting Academies.
How old were you when you were playing for Benfica and Sporting?
It was my teenage years. I started going to sporting when I was about 10 or 11, just on the occasional, trainings with the team, see if I was good or not to play in the team. And then after like two of them trainings, I actually stayed in the team in sporting and stayed in the academy.
So, talk to me about that experience because having played in academy level football, especially for a team like Sporting, which is a high level football club in Portugal and across the world, what was that environment like for you? Because as a kid, were you just playing football for fun, or did you feel the pressure of it and did you have a relationship with maybe potentially wanting to become professional? So, what was that experience like for you at Sporting?
Um, the competitiveness in Sporting and Benfica is completely unreal. Like the difference between, playing the normal league, regional league in the Algarve compared to the Sporting and the competitiveness in the team in Sporting and Benfica. It is honestly like up here. Yeah, I played with a few players back then that are now football players, and they just you can really tell the hunger they have. It is honestly like really, really top.
So, was there anything in particular which you struggled with your mindset when you were at Sporting or when playing football at all?
Definitely. I think what I lacked um, in football is really the mental part of football because in terms of ability, there's thousands of kids, millions of kids that are better than most football players in terms of like technically ability wise. But as I said in Sporting and Benfica, you can really see that some kids, most kids, the hunger that they really wanted to be a footballer, and that's the difference in being a good footballer and a great footballer, I think.
So, looking back on that period of time, do you wish you had that mindset, or do you think that's turned out for the better for you because maybe your life isn't in the football world?
No, I think I do regret not having more of the, aggressive mindset because in football it's not all about, playing football. It's about knowing where to be and being good on and off the ball. Even when you don't have the ball, you have to be, defending. Even when you're attacking, you need to know where you are. And I think that all comes down to mental psychology part of football because when you really want it, when you have this big dream of being a footballer, I think you run more, you want to run more than the other players, and that's what makes the difference.
So, what would you say your relationship with football is now? Why do you like playing football now?
Because I grew up with it, football's just it's just fun to play. Anyone that loves football will always love to watch it, love to play it. It's just playing with friends, playing competitively. It's always nice to go back to it.
What's something which you would praise yourself for in football with your mindset? Something you feel like is a strength of yours?
Um, I don't know. That's a tough question to be fair.
Take your time.
Yeah, playing football. Obviously, you learn a lot. Not only in football, you learn a lot even just for your personality. But you learn to have like patience. You have to have patience because even if you are a good footballer, it's not always going to turn out as you want it to be. It's not always going to be perfect. You have to work for things. You have to be patient for things to turn out. Imagine free kicks, penalties. You might miss a shot or two, not score. have a bad game. But it's all about doing your best. So yeah, you just have to do your best and be patient for things to work out.
Put your football experience into one word. What one word would describe or relate to your football experience? And what is the impact that football has had on your life? I know you just touched on how it's made you patient. Um, would you say that is the impact? So, what is one word you would say to describe your football experience, and what impact has it had on your life?
I'd say happiness. That's what it brought me. I've got such good memories, being a kid going on tournaments. Those are like the best memories I've got with me. You've got school friends, but football was friends. Football, tournaments, going out. You felt like you were already an adult, like going out all, just with your mates and blah blah. So I'd say happiness. I've got so many good memories, so many good friends. The amount of friends you make, yeah, I think football, and not only football, I think sports, it really is important, I think, to grow up doing some sports, being a part of some team. Because of that, the amount of memories and happy things and sad things, But that's the thing, you just learn along the way with what happens.
So, in terms of the future of yourself, do you see yourself having a role in sport when you're older? And how would you like to impact other people through sport?
Yeah, 100%. I definitely want to be like, I don't know, in football somehow, as a coach, even throughout a few years now as a footballer. It's always fun to be part of the team, as I just said. It's the energy in the locker, in the changing rooms, just when you win a game, when you lose a game, just when the team's all, united and together, and you all feel the same things. You feel the happiness of winning a game. You feel the sadness of losing a game when you're playing in the cold. You know, it's just nice to have a team to be with, to grow with.
And finally, what is your favourite memory related to football? Whether that's you playing, you watching, what's your favourite moment of playing football or being involved in football or watching? What would that be?
Don't think I could choose just one. I've got so many, so many. When I went on a tour to Sweden, Denmark for two tournaments, one in Denmark, one in Sweden, which is Gothia Cup, one of, at least at the time, it was the biggest football tournament in the world. And I think I was 12, yeah. And my team, we won the Silver Cup, so there's gold, silver, and bronze, and we won the Silver Cup. And we were the first Portuguese team ever to win anything at this tournament. So I remember that. I think that was the first time I cried of happiness, of joy. So I'd say that's probably one of my best, memories, happiest memories.
Well, Isaac, thank you very much for coming on Open Minded. It's been a pleasure. Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much. That episode wraps up season one of Open Minded, a new thing which I've been doing on my YouTube, an open platform to talk about your mindset in sport and experience in sport. We've had Cassian, we've had Jacob, we've had my granddad, we've had Aaron, we've had Bill. We've just finished up with Isaac there. Key takeaways for me is that you should be reflecting on your experiences, but also do what you enjoy to move on forward and enjoy your life and your experience in sport and to make an impact on other people. So if you haven't listened to the other episodes, go and listen to them. Thank you very much for watching. Season 2 will be out soon. Take care.